All right, let's get into this game. Still holding strong at a 5.5 point favorite. The over and under is 43, which, I mean, that number tells me that Vegas is expecting the Eagles to win by about a touchdown in a low scoring battle. I don't know. But that it's a I'm thrown off by this number and the over under. Like I could see the 5.5, I could see a 43, but something's just giving me cause for concern there, and I don't know why or what it is. But it is the Battle of Pennsylvania. The Eagles have won 3 of the last 5, dating back to 2008. It's been a week. It has been a week for the Eagles, and I for one, am very excited to see how they come out and respond. But how can they win the game? Let's go into the 3 keys. Still waiting on that sponsor, KeyBank, if you are out there listening. But I think first and foremost, with everything that happened, you have to set now. The pressure is on Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni now to set this offense up for success, especially early in the game. We all know about the early struggles in the first quarter, but that means to me running no huddle. If you kind of look back at some of the games when they're sort of in the hurry up and Jalen's able to sort of make adjustments on the fly and kind of see what the defense is doing and make those decisions on his own, that's when he's been at his best. So I would love to see some no huddle, get into a rhythm early. That's the thing that's been dogging this team all year. And we've seen them get into rhythms in the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. But that first quarter has been a struggle for them. So they need to be smart with how they set this offense up, especially with everything that went down this week. Like, I'm not saying go out and throw first play like Andy Reid would throw a bomb to A.J. Brown. However, if it's there, don't be afraid to take it. But I think they need to get into the rhythm, let them throw some no huddle out there and just run some plays with Saquon, set up the play action, and really just put all the noise from this week behind them. I think they've done a good job. I know they were trolling the other day, and I love it with my prerogative, but put the noise up behind them, move on, and just go out and play football. But it comes down to Kellen Moore. The scripted plays this year have been terrible. So hopefully, with everything that's been going on, they set them up with those scripted plays and allow Jalen to cook. And I know they always say, let Russ cook, and that's who we're playing today. But the Eagles need to let Jalen cook. Second, this is probably going to be easier said than done, but you got to contain TJ Watt. He's going to make plays. But the Eagles have done well against teams' best pass rushers this entire season. Doesn't matter who it is. But TJ Watt's on a different stratosphere. So it is going to be tough, but it is strength on strength because he's going up against Lane Johnson, who is a likely future Hall of Famer. The Steelers are also down 2 defensive starters, so make them pay for that. And these two kind of tie in together, the first two, with kind of running more of a no huddle and keep them from setting and getting their base defense aligned and keep them off balance. And look, TJ Watt is going to make some plays today. There's just no way about it. You just need to be able to contain those plays and limit the damage that they do. So I don't know if that means run away from him sometimes, running the no huddle. Who knows? Maybe run right at him. I mean, it's not like Lane Johnson is some slouch, but I think you just need to limit and contain what TJ Watt is going to do to you. He's one of the best players in the league for a reason, but it's not as though this defense cannot be attacked. So I think you do the strength on strength and Lane, hit him hard early and kind of set the tone and go from there. And know that he's going to make some plays. He's going to make some plays, but limit what those plays do. Can't be taking sacks on third down, Jalen. And then finally, last key, they're without George Pickens. That leaves them Van Jefferson, Mike Williams, and Calvin Austin as their 3 receivers. So what does that mean? The Steelers are going to rely a lot on Najee Harris. You need to shut down Najee Harris. I know going back to the old school Bill Belichick days where he would just take a player completely out of the game and force other guys to beat him. Russell Wilson is 175 years old. Mike Williams has bounced around from a few different teams, and I mean, he ton of potential, but just hasn't done it. Van Jefferson the same way. Calvin Austin. These receivers are like the guys you pick up on a bye week in fantasy football when nobody else is available. So they're gonna, and Najee is good catching the ball out of the backfield. So you need to shut him down. That's what I mean. It's gonna come down to Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, making sure limiting what he's going to do if he gets screen passes, wrap up, tackle, and then Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, I need you to be disruptive and just blow up. And Jalen, this is your breakout game. This is Jalen Carter's chance to have a breakout game and just show everybody what we've already been seeing and what people are starting to notice. So you got to shut down Najee and force those other guys to beat you. I mean, it sounds simple, but these are all easier said than done. Obviously, we haven't seen the Eagles get off to a hot start all year. When they do run the no huddle, they're successful. So why not start off in the no huddle set and just get an early touchdown and kind of set the tone and let the defense go after them? I mean, and that TJ is going to be TJ, but I like this matchup with Lane. I said it, strength on strength. Let's see if the old dog can teach the young dog some new tricks. And I mean, these receivers are terrible. They really, really are. I think if the secondary can play well, it should give those guys up front a chance to get after Russell Wilson, who 10 years ago, maybe you worry about Russell Wilson running and doing something, but he's smart. But get after Russell Wilson. And I think that's the game plan. That's how you got to do it. Now, can they be distracted by all the noise from this week? Absolutely. So we'll see how Nick has them prepared to play. But those are the three keys to victory. Now, what am I going to do with this pick here? We're 7-6 on the year. Been up and down. There's been games where I thought they were going to win big, and they haven't. Games where I thought they weren't going to cover, and they have. Could I see the Eagles blowing this team out, especially with all of the noise that happened this week? Yep, absolutely. Could I see the Eagles getting run out of the building? I could see it, but I don't know if this team is built the way they've been playing recently, even with all of the noise from the NovaCare complex this week. I don't see this team as being a team right now that can get blown out. I think the defense is too good. I think offensively, they make enough plays. It might not be always pretty. So I can't really see this being a blowout on the Steelers side. And the Steelers aren't the type of team to blow teams out anyway. So this should be a relatively close game. Should be a physical game. It's going to be cold. The sun's going to be going down. I could see it being a field goal either way, which gives me a little bit of concern with Jake Elliott and his struggles recently. I think the Steelers make this closer at the end. I think we see a full team effort from the Eagles. I do think the Steelers cover, though. I think the Eagles win. I think there's just too much at stake. Too much has gone on. These guys have too much pride to let this team come in here and beat them up. And I can already see it if it does happen, that this is the clip. People are going to clip and play. But I just don't see it happening. I see it being a close game. It's one of those games. I don't plan on being home until about 10:30 tonight because of the subway and the lines and all of that. Give me the Eagles to win if you're doing any types of parlays or things like that. Steelers plus the 5.5, but the Eagles do win. That is the official pick. I like the over, though. I really do. And I think, like I said, something's just not adding up with a 5.5 point line and a 43. I mean, unless, like, to me, 43, that's what, 24, 21? That's 45. I mean, I don't see, if you're going to take the under, you have to take the Steelers plus the points. And if you're going to take the over, then you're expecting the Eagles to blow them out. I don't know. This is going to be a higher scoring game, I think, than what we're expecting. But I do think the Eagles pull it off, but the Steelers cover the 5.5. That is our official pick for the game today.